what I'm going to talk you through just now is actually how to take your product out there to the market, because it's all very well knowing everything about them, learning the products and the ingredients, etc. But until we can actually get them out there, they're not much use to us. So for me, you will have heard this a million times before. You will have heard it lots of time today. To be a product of the product. I am ashamed to say that I hadn't actually done a C9 and an F15 together until January last year. And at that time, I had actually been in the business for 4 years. How crazy is that? Now, I'll be totally honest with you, and the reason why that was is just lack of education on my part. I didn't think that I needed to do an F15. I didn't understand what it was. And I think that we do, some of us will, take for granted the amazing products that we have in our hands. So for me, yes, I knew that the cleanse is great. I've done it lots and lots of times before. But I thought to myself, well, why should I do an F15? I don't want to lose any weight. When actually, when you do it for yourself, you'll realize that that's not what these products are. The products are there as a beginner, intermediate, and advanced as a tailored program to make them whatever you want them to be. So it's about your body goals. So I did it last year with my husband, David. He had completely different goals to me. I won't say how much weight he lost, but he lost weight and I gained weight. Now that might seem a bit odd, but I wanted to gain weight, and I wanted to gain it in lean muscle by getting fit and feeling amazing. And I can honestly say, hand on heart, that I feel better now than I have ever felt in my life. And I come from a background of being a yoga teacher. I've always had good energy, always been relatively fit, but honestly, I feel absolutely incredible. So I'm really, really encouraging you guys. I want to challenge you guys to take advantage of the products that you have. Get in the best shape of your life, because when you do that, it will literally beam from you. You won't be able to help but share the products with people. And for me, it is a real investment, not only in yourself, but it's an investment in your business. So before Christmas, I came and introduced you guys to the Be Resolute campaign. Some of you might remember. Don't forget about this campaign. Don't forget that you've got a competition at the moment to win £500 worth of Apple vouchers. The company are encouraging us to feel and look our best. One of my new team members, actually, Vicky, she's in the room, she's going to kill me, actually won the last Be Resolute campaign in January, and she won herself an overnight stay, and she's just brand new. So you don't have to have been in the business for years to win these competitions. Get involved now, get your team involved, and be resolute, because I promise you that you will feel absolutely incredible. Now, you'll hear this again, time and time again. We're not a sales company, we're a recommendation company. And for me, when I did the C9 and the F15 together, I now very rarely only sell a C9. I don't want to just sell a C9. I want to sell both plans together, because I know, regardless of what your body goal is, that you get much better results from doing them both together. Wouldn't you like to have the power to be able to say that to people? Now again, I'll put my hand up and be totally honest with you guys that back in the day when I started, as if that was a long, long time ago, it wasn't, it was a few years ago, but things have changed even since then. What I used to do when I was introducing to someone to the C9 is I would have a little copy and pasted message and I would just send it over to them, and I never really put an awful lot of thought into it. It's bad, isn't it? But what I do now is I say to them, listen, let's work together with this. I never send someone a C9 and an F15 unless I've been on the phone to them and I've talked them through from day 1 all the way through to day 24. Because this is how you're going to retain your customers, and this is how they're going to get the best results. And the reason I can do that now is because 5 years ago, I used to think, C9, first couple of days, you're going to be miserable, you're going to be tired, you're going to be exhausted. It's just the way it is. And you're laughing because you know. When actually, when you do it properly yourself, you realize I can say to my customers, listen, as soon as you get up in the morning, have your Garcinia next to you in the evening, put it out by your bedside table so you know you can take it first thing when you wake up. When you go to bed, make sure you've got a litre of water by your bed so you can get your hydration going in the morning. Make sure that you have your shake when you wake up and use your free food to pack these shakes out. Doesn't that sound much nicer than just saying, deal with it? Day 1 and 2 are tough, but you'll get there. Just, man up, get on with it. I can now tell them that I can make fresh soup with their free foods. I know how to show them how to steam their veg and how they can flavor it very nicely without using salt and actually enjoy the cleanse. And when people enjoy the cleanse, what do? They recommend it on to their other people, and they will always, always come back. Now, obviously, doing the C9 and F15 together for yourself over that 24 days, you're not just going to be sharing my before and after pictures or anybody else's. You're going to be sharing your own, and that is where the power is with these products. Use them and love them yourself. Now, for the past 2 years, my husband, David, I can say this because he's not here, has been saying to me for 2 years, Nat, you have to go live. You have to go live on Facebook. That's what people want to know. They want to feel your energy. I try not to listen to David too much, so most things that he says, I normally do the opposite. But what I've realized now is that he is right, isn't he? When you post something on Facebook, people can easily scroll past, but when they see a live video, they're nosy, and especially if you look happy and glowing, they will usually click on and watch it. So I am challenging you, guys, today, for the rest of the month of February, how long have we got? 12 days to go live every other day. Who's with me? I'm going to give you content. Come on, more of you must be able to do it. So I'm going to teach you how to go live and get your products out there. And what this is for, the reason for this is that we know lots of information on the products, but we don't give ourselves permission to tell people about it. We only tell people about the C9 and the F15 if they ask for it. And even then you think, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I've got someone to share information with. Give yourself permission to share this information anyway. And this is what Tuesday night's actually going to be really, really good for. It's going to empower you to know that you can go live, saying the right words from Louise, saying a little bit of few tips that I'm going to share with you, and you're going to be giving yourself permission to tell the world. Now, if you've never gone live before, just a few top tips. Check what's behind you, as in if you're sitting in your bedroom, make sure your bed is made. There's no clothes on the floor. That's a real pet hate of mine. If you're doing it on your phone, don't hold your phone down here. Hold it up here, or make sure that it's, use sellotape, use blue tack, do whatever you can to get your phone steady. This is what I do, a bit of masking tape. You don't have to have all of the props. Make sure that there's a good lighting, and make sure that there is a theme to your live. It doesn't have to be written word for word. I never write things down. I always just think, what's the theme? What is the message that I'm trying to get across to people? Know what your live video is going to be about. Know that it's only going to be a couple of minutes. And as Lisa said earlier on, no one will die if you do it. If nobody watches, that's fine. Take it as practice. My biggest top tip for going live is to smile. Because when I watch someone online, which I do all the time, if I scroll past and someone is smiling, I'll watch it. If they're not smiling, I just think, nah, don't want to know. I'm not interested. And be compliant. Use the words that we're going to give you. So here is a couple of examples of what you could be saying or could be talking about or kind of theming your live videos on over the next 12 days. Now, the reason I want you to do it within the next 12 days is that we still have the full month of March for the Be Resolute campaign. So you've still got time to get in there, even if you're only brand new, to get on this bandwagon. And what happens when we all do things together is it creates a wave. It creates momentum. It creates a movement. And that is when people start to get involved. So one of my favorite live videos to do when talking about the C9 and the F15 is the common misconceptions, because these are the reasons why people don't buy the products. So it's things like, you're going to starve to death. Of course you're not going to starve to death. Here's what we do. Here's how we use your free foods. Showing people how easy it is to follow the program. Showing them the shaker, how they can take it to work. Having a little live video the next couple of nights talking about why you should cleanse. One of my top tips for this is to talk about people don't realize how good their body is designed to feel. And they don't. People don't realize until they strip all of the bad stuff out that they go, oh my God, I do feel amazing. I am one of those energetic people. I just didn't know it. Our secret weapon, of course, our aloe vera, what makes us stand out, why our cleanse is different from anything else that you'll be able to buy anywhere else in the world. Another easy one, which we can all do, is what's in the box. because that's what people want to know. A live video, just opening the box, here's what comes, here's what comes. It's simplifying, it's giving people the information that they need to make a decision to get involved. You could be giving them a little bit of pre-cleanse advice. And what I mean by that is to get the best results. We don't just want you to buy a C9 and start the C9 the next day. We want you to get healthy habits, drink more water, drink less tea and coffee for the first couple of days before you cleanse. So I always say to people, while your products are in delivery, while they're in transit, this is the perfect time to pre-cleanse. Let's start now. You could do live about your free food tips, your shake ideas, how you can use all of the free foods in your shakes, and of course, what's next? Are you going to do it? Please don't take the tips today and go home and say, that was a good idea. Go home and do it, and I will be watching. I will see a lot of you on Facebook, and I'll give you a little like if you get it done. I think it's really good that we all have a support group on Facebook to be able to support our clients. It's a group for like-minded individuals with a similar goal who might not necessarily have really supportive people outside of the Forever Network. It's a really, really great idea. It's a great place for you to be able to share information. And it's a group, so it's closed, it's private, and you're going to invite people to share their journey of the C9 and the F15. And what you'll find is, when you're adding new people into the group, they won't always listen to you, but they'll listen to your customers. They'll listen to the people who have paid and said, this product is amazing, I feel so, so great. Make sure that you're using the files section in that group to save the PDFs of the C9 and the F15. Again, it's just ideas to keep things as simple as possible. Don't do the old thing that I used to do, which was copy and paste messages and forget who you'd sent it to. Get people in a group, get them in a community, get them feeling part of something. Something that's really big, and a top tip for your challenge pages is to recognize people. So that's part of our culture in Forever, is to recognize people for a job well done. Not everybody gets that, so use your support pages for that. Of course, you're going to be sharing your shake ideas, your meal ideas, all of these exciting videos that you've done. Put them into your support group as well. And make sure that you're not just supporting your clients, make sure that you're supporting everybody's clients. And that's where the excitement and the momentum comes from. And we also run our live events from our support group page. So again, it's not waiting to see if people want information, we're just giving it to them. Finally, asking for referrals. I always say to someone when they buy a C9 from me, who else do you know that might like to do it with it? I think it's proven, it 100% is in my team, that when you do the C9 and the F15 with someone, you get a better result. Because you're holding each other accountable, you've got someone to lift you when you're having a bad day, and if the person is someone that you work with or someone that you live with, you're just more likely to stick to it. So always ask the question, who do you know that might like to do this with you? And I always say to people, if you can refer someone to do it with you, I'll give you £10 off and I'll give them £10 off as well. So whatever it is that you're comfortable with. I always ask my clients when their C9 and F15 arrives that they post it onto their social media and write the line, "Can't wait to get started. Look what's arrived," and tag me in it. So they're not saying anything else. There's a little bit of mystery there. People get excited and they're nosy. So it's not rocket science, is it? I think we need to, this has been the theme of the day really, is to keep things simple. Don't overthink prospecting. Don't overthink it when it gets, when it comes to getting your products in front of people. Just think, where are people? Where can I showcase these products? Doing your taster bars, so your aloe bars that you've done before, why not take along samples of the shakes as well? And go where there are people who are already looking to feel good and look good. The market, even just for people like me that want to build a little bit of lean muscle this year, is huge. You cannot go on social media without finding these people that are obsessed with building this lean muscle. So it's easy to find them if you want to do it. Think about your launches. Your business launch doesn't just have to be at the start of your journey. Why not do a wellness launch in February for your friends and family and ask them to invite people along? And of course, using that all-important who do you know list to talk to people. Tell them about the products, tell them how you feel, and ask them if they would like to give it a try with you.
Morning, everybody. How you doing? So I'm here just to tell you a little bit about my story. In the last 5.5 years I've been involved with Forever and my experience of a C9. So I'm just going to start off by telling you a little bit about myself. I'm a full-time musician and I'm a singer, and kind of being healthy has not really been something that I've spent a lot of time with really until the last couple of years. So for the last 5.5 years, as you can see, the journey for Forever is kind of taking us all around the world, myself and my family. It's been pretty incredible, really. But part of that has been that I've enjoyed the good life a little bit too much, where I put on a few pounds. When I say I put a few pounds on, it was more than a few. I'm going to move on to this next slide so you can see. So back in 2016, which is just roughly this time, 2 years ago, I went to Jamaica on my 40th birthday. And as you can see from these photographs here, I wasn't as slim as I am now. That's my hero there, the Cookie Monster. So, as you can see, I enjoy the cookies too much. So when I went on this holiday for my 40th birthday, and I then seen the photographs at that time, I said to myself, what's happened? I'd spent maybe the last, I don't know how many years, being a full-time musician, eating at the wrong times, drinking too much beer, these types of things, and through Forever as well, travelling. We were eating in great places and enjoying maybe the life too much, I've got to admit that. So when I seen these photographs, when I just turned 40, I said to myself and I said to my wife, enough's enough. Enough's enough. I'm 40 years of age. When I came back off that holiday, I was 18 stone. Pretty frightening. And when I'm 40, I've got 3 daughters, I was starting to think, I need to really look after myself. So, as you can see from the photographs there, these are the photographs that made me decide to decide. In the last 5.5 years, I've tried the C9 a couple of times, but I thought it was like a quick fix. Does anybody else here think that the C9 is just a bit of a quick fix? Anybody think that? Have anybody done a C9 before and thought this will be great, 9 days later everything's going to be fantastic, that'll be it? And then you thought, oh, that's it, there's nothing more after the C9, I'm dead healthy, I'm going to be this way forever. Who thought that? There's a bit more to it than that. As I say, I came back from holiday from Jamaica. I was a big boy. And I said to Natalie, I said, Nat, I'm going to need to do this. We need to do something about it. I need to do it properly. Can you help me? I've only been trying to tell you for over 15 years, David, to start looking after yourself. But I did find it a bit daunting, because what I had in front of me. But what I really loved about the C9 was it was very simple. It gave you step-by-step instructions on day 1, on day 2, through to 9, what you should do. And it wasn't a tough decision, obviously, because I'd made that decision. I decided to decide. I had to do something about it. And I knew that it was going to be building blocks to a real lifestyle change. I had to stop eating at the wrong times. You know, 3 o'clock in the morning when I was coming in from my gig was no good. But the C9 was going to give me those building blocks to move forward. And for me, for someone like me, it was very simple, I thought, very simple. And I also realised I could only do it for myself. I wasn't doing it for anyone else. I had to feel better myself. So, here's some more before and after shots there. My God. So, if you're going to do the C9, ladies and gentlemen, preparation is key. I think it's the biggest thing that you need to think about. On day 1 and day 2, you're going to eat free foods. So there's no point in starting the C9 if you don't have those free foods there. You need to be prepared. So preparation is key. So come day 3, how did I feel? I felt energized, I felt lighter, I felt brighter. I'm not saying I felt physically lighter. I actually felt quite a lot lighter in my head. I was brighter. I looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, I feel good. And that's what, when I'm saying here, I feel energized, lighter and brighter. That's what I mean by that. Come day 6, I felt really excited. Because by that point I was making fresh foods. I was enjoying those fresh foods and I was sharing them with the family. And we were all enjoying them. We were all getting benefit from it. So it was great. I really enjoyed it. By day 9, I felt amazing. I felt so determined that I'd made the decision. I'd decided to decide, and I was sticking to it. And I knew that I'd done the 9 days, and I could go forward and really make a change in what I was trying to do in my lifestyle. So the C9 was massive for me, massive. But in that time, what I'd done was I joined a gym. Little did I know that I was joining a boxing gym. I thought I was going to a gym that was going to be just a bit of treadmill, you know, a bit of bike, that type of thing. I walked in, the guy said to me, "There's some boxing gloves, get them on." But I felt amazing because I'd started to feel good about myself. And what I'd done when I stayed and I kept going to this gym, and I'm using my aloe, I'm using my supplements, I'm drinking RJ, I felt great. I found something that connected with me. And you can see here on some of the photographs here, these guys here are professional boxers. They've got a determination, a will to win. So failure's no option for them. And that empowered on me. I thought to myself, I want to lose weight. I want to feel great about myself. And watching these guys and watching what they were doing day in, day out, made me think to myself, I can watch what I'm eating. I can follow these guys' instructions. Not everybody needs to follow what these guys were doing, because the C9 sets it out very simply, tells you about exercises that you can do. But this was an extra thing for me, because I got myself into a headspace where I wanted to really achieve great results. So at 40 years of age, I'd taken up boxing. A pretty bold thing to do, but my fitness continued. I went on and done the F15, the full F15 program. So that was 99 days in total with the C9. And what it done was, it transformed my life. Transformed my life to the point where, you know, there was so much that I could do and how I felt about things. It was a big mental thing for me. It wasn't just a physical thing. It wasn't really a big thing about how I looked. It was a great mental thing for me. The C9 had given me those building blocks to move on to the F15. I'd found an exercise regime that I was loving. I loved to do it. I loved it that much. I took a fight. I mean, before then, why it's someone the size I was, the confidence. I never had a great deal of confidence because of how I felt, how I was carrying myself. And in February of this year, I took my first, what they call white collar fight. I fought against a guy who'd fought 8 times. This was my first fight, and I won. Tyson Fury, eat your heart out. Also in this last 2-year period, I've ran several 10Ks. The Great Scottish 10K, I've ran that. I train most days. I normally get a 1 rest day. I go to boxing classes. And not only that, which is a major, major thing for me, is that my family get benefit out of it. That I'm a fitter, happier, healthy guy. You know, my relationship with my wife's 100 times better. think she would agree. I'm not thinking that way. These people over here. You know, I enjoy spending time with my kids. It's quite hard to put into words when you don't feel great, you're feeling sluggish, you're going to your work, you're just doing the kind of bare kind of things to get through what you normally do. The C9 and then onto the F15 and then keeping that up. I mean, I'm talking the last 2 years. When I started this journey that I've been on this time 2 years ago, I think I look all right. What do you think? Think I look all right? I look a lot better than the guy that was up at the beginning, I think. I'll take it. I'll take it. But it's a big thing because everything is better. You know, mentally I feel better. And being a musician, I actually sing better. My voice recovers better because I'm fitter. I won't tell you the wonders that the aloe does. It's liquid gold, is it not? Well, I think that deserves a bit more of a cheer than that. It's, you know, it's that good, is it not? So, for those of you who have never done a C9, or for those of you who are thinking of doing a C9, either this month or next month, my advice is do not think of it as a quick fix. Think of it as it's something that's going to teach you the building blocks to a more happier, healthy life. Now, I can stand here hand on heart and say that is done. That's what it did for me. I feel fantastic. I found an exercise that I love doing. But the building blocks from the C9 led me to that. So when you're going to do a C9 or you're going to have the opportunity to sell it to a customer, you're going to have the opportunity to tell them that this is building blocks to a more successful, happy, healthier lifestyle. Who thinks that's a good idea? Yeah? Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I wish you all the very best. I'll see you all again soon, all right?